Hello and good day everyone. My name is Raka and today I will talk about one of the problem in our country, especially in Indonesia. So for starters, I'd like to ask you guys, have you ever heard about gaming career where people playing video games and get paid from it? Well, I think most of you guys have ever heard about it. Or have you ever heard about some random boy who is good at playing games and have more salary than you? Well, those things kind of enviable, right? So in today's topic, I'm going to discuss about the tragic truth behind gaming scenes, a false perception on gaming career. So what are we going to discuss today? Here I have an outline. So first, I'm going to explain about gaming career. I'm going to explain about what exactly is gaming career. And then I will explain why is this information important for all of us, for me, and for you, and everyone who's watching me right now. And then I will give you an example of people perspective, false perspective on gaming career. I'm going to straighten it. I'm then going to correct it. I'm going to show you different perspective or of gaming career. And then I'm going to give you an advice on how to overcome those things. And lastly, I will put in one conclusion with my summary and overall statement. So without further ado, let's get through it, guys. Okay. Here, as you can see, I have two pictures. Top left, there are 5 people playing video games to compete on a tournament and win prize pool, win the money. And bottom one, we have a crowd gathering in one place to see a match. So in this picture, I think it's already answered our first question, where what is gaming career? It is exactly what it sounds like. Gaming as a career. You play video games, you get paid for it. Whether you win a tournament, get a paycheck from your team or organization, or getting a donation from sponsors or viewers. So in this picture shows that gaming community is bigger and more complex than you think. Okay, let's get to the next one. I will show you. This is the picture of the biggest prize pool in the history of gaming. As you can see, the first one we have the International 9 and then the International 10, Fortnite World Cup Finals 2019, the International 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and League of Legends 2018 World Championship and League of Legends 2016 World Championship. As you can see, those are high prize pool. I mean, now that you've seen this price pool, you might think that crazy to get this amount of money by playing a video game. If you think like that, then it is the same for our children these days, for our next generation. And if you ask me why is this information is important, well, I have one simple answer: to save these kids, to save our next generation. Gaming can have a huge impact on kids, especially when they are still on their learning phase, right? They will be convinced that being a professional gamer can be a stable job for their future. And it's tragic when they have to focus for their education, school, and college, yet they focus on something that they don't know whether they can do it or not, right? Okay, so moving on to the false misconception on gaming career. So most of people think that gaming is easy. It's fun to play game, and then yeah, you can do your hobby and then win some tournament, get some money. It is not as easy as it sounds like. So, first one, they don't play for fun. They play for money. Like their life was depend on it, just like any other work. They play for the win, so they have to grind themselves and recap their games to master the game itself. And the second one here we have sorry, we have harsh training regimes. So they play hours and hours a day, approximately 10 until 12 hours each day, with their focus on. Imagine you have to sit in front of a computer or mobile phone for 10 until 12 and put your focus for 10 until 12 hours a day. That's kind of hard to do, right? And they have to cope with their daily life, like sleeping, eating, or doing streams, because doing streams is trivial for them. It's their main source of money. And the last one, people might think after winning, we get an easy money. Well, it's not that easy. They have to win in order to get the money, and it is hard. And the money from organization or team or from sponsors or streams are only enough to cover their daily expenses. So it's not that worth it. Now that you see a different perspective on gaming career, uh, do you still wish to continue on playing game rather than studying? Well, I have an advice for you on how to overcome this. First, you have to think it through. You have to think whether it is worth it to chase to chase gaming instead of studying for your future. And after that, you have to decide. Uh, if you decide to throw away your game, then focus on your study and aim for a proper job after you graduate. But if you think that game uh, to I mean, to be part of your future, well, you have to have a commitment. Like you have to do those things that I've stated before, and those things are not easy to do. And this is the case if you have the problem yourself. But how what are we going to do against those kids that they don't know everything about gaming career or everything? They just imagine it on the screen and they say, wow, I can be like that. So the last thing you can do is to educate them. Education about that studying is more important than playing game. If you have a if you have a future on playing game, then finish your study first. Focus on your study. After you graduate, after you get your degree, then you can do whatever you please. If you want to be a professional gamer, then do it after graduate. So prioritize learning over gaming, because I tell you it's not a proper future that you want. It's not a stable work that you want in the future. So to conclude my presentation here, I have one of the quotes from my favorite player here. When I fail, I go back and train again. Try and try and again. Are you willing to do the same? This is quoted by Chai Musi Yi Feng, a professional Dota 2 player. Well, this is much less talk about what I've been stated before. Uh, so being a professional gamer is not an easy task, and those things shown on your scenes was just another entertainment. So in order to avoid it affecting our next generation, we have to educate them. Yeah, we have to educate them. Remember that every choice in their life matters. One small mistake can ruin their life and maybe our country. So those words also conclude my presentation. Thank you for listening and have a good day.